Hello and welcome to Flory Models. Here we are with you on Friday the 17th of December, the last week before Christmas. My word, this year's flown. So I've actually been pretty much on it solidly all week trying to finish off my builds. As I say, there'll be a full show all next week all about obviously the build count. But basically I've done 12 full builds this year, which I'm quite happy with, as well as all the tutorials and live stuff and everything else went with it. But we'll have a big recap about that next week. But anyway, this week obviously we finished off, as you've probably seen, the Battlestar Galactica, although I've now done it as Pegasus because I prefer it. So there's that one done. And also you join me as I literally finished 10 minutes ago the Spitfire. So that one, it's all completed and done as well. So I've got a ton of editing. I mean, properly a lot of editing to do on the Spitfire. But luckily to say that the actual Pegasus is all done and finished. And then obviously the parts are coming up with you like that. So anyway, over to the actual site. So down on here, obviously on Monday we had part 2, which is the next part of the actual Battlestar Galactica build went up. Again, Mobius, beautiful kits going together very well. So we were looking at this one, and this stage really was doing the center section, as you can see just down in here, working actually on the engines down on the back end of it, and then really trying to get those all together and in there. And again, a little put of pressure on the top and it all clicks in is always a good sound. So that one is there. So it's a great build going through the motions of it. Parts 1 and 2 really is the full construction, and then moving on with it today as we move forward and things like that as well. So you'll see that one in a moment as well. So anyway, that was part 2. That was up with you on Monday. Tuesday it was vlog with me. I'm going back to doing the vlogs on Tuesdays. So we were down here looking at this one. So again, we were talking about obviously the Galactica, because at this point I was actually into the weathering stage with it. So we spoke about a lot about that during the actual show and how that was coming along as well. So if you want to catch up with that one, it is free to watch as well. So you can see that one down in there. Then also down in here we had the Dragon Lady up, which again, I was really hoping to get a couple of reviews up this week, but time has been against me. So we've only got the one up this week. So this is the brand new Hobby Boss 172nd U2 Dragon Lady in the world's smallest box, but again, really beautiful details when you get into it. So the decals are very nice, and as you can see, the actual main fuselage pieces have got very nice recessed details all the way through. So it's the wings and some nice touches like one piece intakes. No ejector pins in anywhere that I could actually see, and generally really nice. And the clear parts are absolutely crystal clear as well. So generally a very nice kit right the way through. So if you want to go off and see that one now, you can have a click on there. As I said, I wanted to get some more done this week, but literally time has been fighting me all the way through. Wednesday was the PM show. And yes, it was Star Wars Day basically. So all of the pre-orders with the PM store for the Mandalorian with the Razor Quest, they have gone out as well. And also we had the TIE Fighters in and a few other bits and pieces as well. I got out obviously my Millennium Falcon, because we were saying we can get hold of now the Perfect Grade Bandai 72nd one again. So that one is available if you want to see that particular kit. And the build of it is again on the site. But really it was all about the sort of Star Warsy things coming out, as well as the usual chit chat and all the various questions we were answering. We were talking about Ediard's limited editions, which, let's face it, seems to be quite topical at the moment with the way they keep doing limited editions and then another limited edition of the same kit and then another edition of the same kit. So obviously that was discussed as well down in there. But anyway, all the Razor Quests, I think we had pre-orders for over 60 of those. Those have all gone out as well, so they'll be winging their way to you, and hopefully I'll get mine early next week as well, so I can get a review of it done. And again, I wanted to build it this year, but definitely that'll be one to do early part of next year, working on our way through, because we can do things with Chrome with it and all the rest of it. So anyway, that's your PM store, so you can go off and have a look at that one just down in there. Last night it was obviously the show, and there's Andy, just to prove he is alive and he's fine these days. The best picture I could find from it, so that is up with you right now as well. And again, the usual sort of, you know, fun and laughter and giggles and all the rest of it on there as well, what we've been getting up to over the last week, and answering your great questions as well. So if you want to catch up with that show, that's there. Just click on Andy's face. Just saying. So that's that one as well down in there. So again, it's one of those things. If you click over into Here now, it takes you into the main area, and already up in here you can see we got part 3 that went up with you today. So that's up here now, which you can see is the Battlestar, and she's literally coming together. So again, we will basically put in the front end, and you can see by these locking points how nice it is, and a good solid fit it goes down there. We're speaking about the base and what we're going to do to it. Tiny little bit of filler, and to be honest, that's only Mr. Surfacer running around it. It's not like it's anything, it needs big jobs. So there's that done, and there she is all together like that. Talking about some of the gaps that are in there that I really wouldn't worry about, but if you did, you could, easily take care of those with a little bit of styrene sheet. Mr. Primer Surfacer 1000 is sort of my go-to for all of this stuff, and then obviously we talk about putting the primer coat down onto this one, so it is literally all ready for going into paint. And here she is right now. So that's it. She is completed. She is all done. I'll play the little VT video, which will be making its way around social media as well. So again, I think there's another 3 parts of this to come. So there'll be a part with you on Monday, there'll be a part mid next week, and then obviously running up between Christmas and New Year for the final reveal to it. I love this. This has turned out really very, very nicely. It's one of those ones where I've had it since its release, and it got released in, I think it was 2014, and it's been literally sat there gathering dust. No, before 2014. What was it? 2000 and I've got to think of it now. Yeah, I think it was about 2014. And yeah, it's literally just been gathering dust. So it's a case of, right, let's get it out, let's get it built, and all the way through. So again, really, really nice to do it. Very, very happy how it turned out. And again, this is one of those ones where I wouldn't call it a masterclass in weathering, but it's one of those where I've already had people who've seen it have commented about the weathering's really nice on it, and what did you do? And it's dark dirt wash and a dry grey brush, dry brushing some grey on top of it, and that is it. And then we just went around and picked it out with some pens. Very straightforward. It's literally one of those jobs where it looks a lot more complicated than it actually is, but keeping it simple is definitely the way to go with that one. So that is that one, and she is up with you right now. The other one is, and I'll just get the camera over, is this little lady. Is all done, is our Spitfire. So again, this is the one that we've been doing now for the last few weeks, because we've been talking about obviously doing a basic build, if you like, and this is the one that we've been using it for it. And the observant amongst you will know, obviously I've put the tail planes on upside down, and also I've lost my clear parts. So I've lost the light one underneath the bottom of my rear view mirror, just before everyone messages me and says, I know. But again, because we've been working on this one for a few months now, that actually I forgot all about it, where those parts have gone. But you can see we've done an overall weathering job onto this one. Really, really happy of how it turned out. It's one of those ones to fade through. And for the people who can remember, we were actually talking about this little lady at the time. So this here is the one that I did now when this got first released over 10 years ago, and this is the actual Spitfire Mark 9, and now it's around about 120 quid. So basically it's a slightly different version of, but you can see it's the same type of kit down in here. This one's a £30 kit, and this one over here is technically a £120 kit. Really, unless you do want the engine, and obviously the interior cockpit's lovely, and let's face it, the fit is beautiful and all the rest of it, you can produce, just from using, as you say, this little lady over here, a 30 quid Revell kit against something like this is absolutely beautiful, and it's worked out really, really well. And again, I defy anybody to sort of spot the big differences between the two, because they do both look really, really nice. They've both got recessed panel line detail, and okay, the Tamiya one is a little bit more refined than obviously the Revell one, but you're talking almost £100 difference in the kit. And again, if you're not worried about the engine, and obviously with mine I've got the cockpit buttoned up, but the cockpit's not bad in there, you can produce a really, really nice kit from both of them. But again, this is the thing with it, at the end of the day, you can probably see the changes in my weathering as well, from old school to new school, the way of doing it. But as a direct head-to-head comparison, I think it's one of those things where, it's really nice to sort of have a go, come back and look at the way you've done new techniques and old techniques, and to see how you sort of, you've changed your way of doing it and things. Again, it was a different way of painting it and doing it and weathering it and all the rest of it, but it still was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed doing that particular build. Again, it's a free to watch one, so if you pop over to down in here, obviously I've got to edit all of this, and there's a lot to edit, I mean tons of it, but you can see it down in here. This is the Spitfire build. I've got over about 40 gigs worth of editing to do on this now. But here she is. This is all the stage of the photos. But again, this is what it talks about: planning your build. Then obviously we're doing various things about removing parts from sprues, about the gluing of it, and obviously about flash we talk about down in there, basic construction. So that's what that video is all about down in there. We've got about styrene filler and scrape cleaning, a video all about that. Then obviously we've got cleaning up and taking care of doing fillers, and we use some sheet styrene down in there. There's a little video all about that. Clear parts, putting those on, as well as everything. We've got bite-sized videos which tie into this build as well, about using CA glue and talcum powder, about rescribing. We've got ones about sanding. We've got ones about making your own fillers. We've got ones about making your own harnesses, polishing and doing masking canopies, and obviously using dry brushing and oil washes for down in the cockpit. So that's where that section is all about it, just down in there. And again, this will be added onto as we make our way into next year with more advanced stuff. Then into the airbrushing section, obviously this is all things airbrushes and filters and how to make your airbrush and how to spray. Then we did use the Spitfire as the basis for a lot of these builds as well. So we talk about down in here about putting down single colors. We talk about doing camo work. So say we use paper mask, so we just blew up the instructions and used those for the masking of it. Then we talk about texture. We've got ones on priming down there, and then this one will be added onto as well with some more painting areas. And then what I will do is I will physically go back and actually add this to a new section about weathering, and then all the weathering on this one will be standalone videos down in there, and obviously ones about doing the aerials and things like that as well. That's going to be down in there as well. So there'll be plenty more videos coming up with you between now and New Year. I will get all of those edited, but it's probably enough for a good couple of hours of video. So if we break them into sort of 15-20 minute videos, there's going to be a lot of them going up there. So again, stay tuned. It is all free to watch, and members, you'll get it as well, no problem at all. So that will complete off those two particular builds. So again, really busy with those. Over in the forum, we've got a couple of things we do definitely need to talk about. The first thing is if you go over to the sort of questions for the live shows, Nathan has kindly put up for us our Members' Choice Awards. So this is a little file which you basically just pop your answers down into here. And then what happens is that obviously it all gets put together at the end by very clever people, Nathan, and he will then come along and then next Friday's show we'll be doing our award ceremony, because that's our Christmas show next Thursday. I keep saying Friday. It's next Thursday is our award show. So if you can put in your answers before then we can get them all together and go along with that one as well. So that is obviously up there in the actual Members' Choice Award, which is in the questions area, and I've pinned it right at the front. So again, I'll link it down below for you guys how to get in there and how to be able to vote. But that's just for the members for our Members' Choice Award ceremony, which will be next Thursday at 7:30 onwards as we make our way through. Other things just to remember as well is obviously we've got the group builds and SIGs that are finishing. So they are down in here somewhere. Here we go, down in here. So the big one's obviously going on at the moment clearly is the Out of Africa one. That's going to finish obviously at the end of the month. So at the moment we've got 168 entries in there. We've got 78 finished ones. So time to get your foot down with those and get those finished off. Again, that'll be the last group build of the year. Last SIG of the year is obviously the Comrade Buller one. I know we spoke about it last night. We had a look around it. We've got 180 entries in there. And then obviously we've got 64 finishers. So that's pushed through with those ones, guys. Then we can get those cleaned up, tidied up, get the medals out to you and various things like that as well. So that one is coming to an end. Obviously next year, we spoke about it already on last night's show. We got the 70s group build one starting up with that one at the beginning of the month, beginning of January. And then obviously we've got the limited conflicts, the sort of the small little battles, things like that as well. So that is going to be starting on there as well. So again, full details, don't forget, up in here in the group build chat, if I remember rightly, is in here, and there's the listings obviously down in here. We just go to the front. Here's load through, usually takes a second because my internet is rubbish. There we go, and that's down there. So there we go, the 70s one is going to run to the 30th of June. And then obviously we've got this one down in here, which is the Flashpoint SIG. It's going to run till the 30th of April as well. So again, full details for the members. You can go off and you can see those ones down in there. So really, time to plan forward for next year. I've got huge plans for next year. My list currently states that if we get all of these done, that's a different matter. But currently I'm looking at doing a 24 scale Hurricane. We're doing 48 scale Hornets, 2 of them. We're going to be doing a 35th scale Abrams tank. tank, we're doing a 32nd scale Sky Raider, we're doing a 32nd scale Hornet, we're doing a 32nd scale Eagle, we're doing a 48 scale F4, we're doing a 48 scale Strike Eagle, and we'll be doing an Italeri 72nd Jaguar. As you know, that's a little bit of a homage back to the other one, smaller build that one, but that's the plan for it. And I've got other kits we're going to be adding down into that one as we make our way through as well. So we've got tons and tons and tons of stuff coming for next year. Big changes, in fact huge changes coming next year as well. We'll be talking about those obviously a little bit closer to the time, but we've got some big changes happening, the way things are going to be done, the way things are happening, some of the products we were doing. We've got a new things coming along for that. That's all I'm going to say there. So yes, there's lots of exciting things to come next year as well. So, you know, keep your ear to the ground and you'll find out about those soon. Okay, over to the PM store. Obviously they're doing loads at the moment as well, because obviously we've had loads of stuff coming in. So on the new arrivals section, as I say, the Mandalorians are in, 60 quid, that seems a bargain because it looks absolutely fantastic kit. As I say, the Outlander TIE Fighter from the Mandalorian as well, that's the wingy one. Apparently you can actually almost build 2 kits out of that box as well, so that's a really nice one. The Hornets we were talking about as well, and the U2, obviously the SR-71s came in as well, Desert Babes, things like that. Again, they're the topics that we've been covering this week with all this one's latest arrival. So they're all in stock, ready to go. If you fancy grabbing one of those before Christmas, I would do it very quickly, because I think Monday's the last shipping day for that one. As well, the Growler, which is what I intended to get done, reviews done, but to be honest, I wanted to push through with the Spitfire and get it finished, and we've done that one, is done. Speaking of the Spitfire, that one that I was just showing you is this one here, is this kit. It's been reboxed by Hobby 2000 now, and obviously this is the Mark 1, the Mark 2 and the Mark 2A, and the Mark 5. As well, so we've got the different Spitfires down in there as well. So if you want to grab one of these fantastic kits, again, these are 37 quid, but these got resin and masks and things in there as well, so not bad. 30 quid basically just for the normal version. Comes with a mask set as well, so that's quite nice. And again, some of the other Hobby 2000 bits and pieces down in there. Oh look, the IL-76 is back out. I had that kit and then sold it, and so's the Herc. There we go, bit of Zvezda coming through as well. Oh, and the I didn't realise that was back in stock, just shows you what I know. So there we go, we've got the Heinz back in as well, so very nice to see that helicopter back in. And again, all the other bits and pieces on sale just down in here. Some of them are damaged boxes, all the rest of it we can see those as well. So if you want to grab yourself some bargains, that's where they are there over at the PM store. As always, just pop your bits and pieces down in here and you're ready to go. So that's about it for this week. Next week, I say I'll get the reviews done with you. I've got to do a ton of editing to get the Spitfire bits and pieces up there. I've done all the editing for this little lady, and obviously this will be following up next week as well as we make our run to Christmas. So again, if you've got any orders you want to put through with sort of PM models or Flory models, make sure you do it very early next week. We'll do it over the weekend and we'll get them out to you on Monday to try and get them to you before obviously the weekend for Christmas, because obviously everything will go to pot at that point. Again, we've got Christmas shows. We've got the PM's got a pre-Christmas show with you as well, talking about obviously everything from the PM store, and then on Thursday night we've got our Choice Award and a show with you as well. So plenty still to come as we make our way up to the festive day, and that is about it. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with your great work as always on a Friday, so in the gallery section. So until Monday, everybody, happy modelling, take care.